Facebook. I have to close the door. Hold on. Hey, babe, I'm live. Hi, Kevra. What's up? How's it going? It's good to see you. How you doing? Yay! I love yay. I love yay. I love that you're here. Tell the people to come. It's going to be exciting. I'm not going to start talking yet because I figure some other people are going to want to be here for this. Probably. I may be starting a little bit of a shitstorm, and I'm happy about it. I like doing that. Hi, friends. It's Friday. Wow! I'm so happy it's Friday. I'm really, really excited about it. Also, my hair is amazing today. I feel totally awesome. Hi, Andrea. How are you? It's good to see you. I think I got all of my ducks in a row. I've been writing my blog all morning, and yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. Hey, thanks. I love my hair too. It's so good today, huh? Yeah, it's good. So I'm really happy to see y'all here. There's a couple of you that are here that I can't see, so I don't know who you are, but you can tell me hi. I'm really happy to have you here on my F Shit Up Friday. I was just writing my blog called You Aren't Pro-Life, and I'm not afraid to say it anymore, so I'm really excited about that. Yesterday, I decided to post a post. And hey, Shelly, how are you? I hope you're doing good. Hi, Erin. Oh, it's good to see you. So yesterday I posted a post, and I said, and this all came about because I was hiking with the dogs. And hey, Kathy, what's up? I was hiking with the dogs the other day, and I was talking to my friends on the phone. And I was talking to, I talked to a particular group of people while I'm hiking the whole time. So I was talking to my friends on the phone, and I was talking in particular about this woman right here, Gina Haspel. Do you know who Gina Haspel is? Yeah. They're putting her up to be the head of the CIA, the director of the CIA. Hey, Courtney, how are you? It's good to see you. I'm so happy y'all are here. So anyway, I was talking to Gina about Gina Haspel. And I was getting really twisted up about the 45th presidential administration. And I was literally on the verge of tears. And I was saying to my friends, I was like, I can't stand what's happening. And I had an interaction with a friend of mine on Twitter where she said, this is our 1930s Nazi Germany, and this is our 1960s feminist revolution, and we're all standing here trying to figure out what the hell is going on. And so anyway, I was like talking to my friends about this and about how pissed off I am about this woman right here, Gina Haspel, and I'm going to get into this, who's being put up to be the head of the CIA. And here's where I went to in my brain. And this is the place that I never talk about. And it is about, I all the time talk about being pro-choice. I talk about pro-choice politics. I talk about the fact that I'm pro-choice. I talk about all these things. I work for Planned Parenthood. I do all this stuff, but I keep a lot of my stuff in my head. Hey, Melanie, what's up? I can't wait to see you next week. But a lot of this stuff, a lot of the actual thoughts I have about the pro-life, pro-choice argument, I keep in my head. And, all the things. And I was so upset about Gina Haspel. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I am tired. I'm done. Stick a fork in me. I'm done. Elected officials cannot say anymore, and people, quite frankly, people too, that they are pro-life if they support a person like Gina Haspel being the head of the CIA. First of all, Gina Haspel believes in torturing other people. She thinks it's an awesome thing. She thinks it's a good choice. She thinks that torturing other people, hey, Denise, how are you? It's good to see you. Denise, Gina Haspel thinks that it's okay to torture people. She thinks it is okay to beat people into submission so they give false testimony. She thinks that harming other humans is perfectly acceptable. But let me tell you what really irks me about pro-life elected officials and pro-life people talking about how Gina Haspel is the be-all, end-all, and she should be the head of the CIA. She sanctioned people torturing a pregnant woman. Pregnant, fetus, pregnant, so that she ended up giving birth to a premature baby that only weighed 4 pounds. Somebody here on this Facebook page, please feel free to type in the comments how that makes you pro-life. How sanctioning the torture and beating of human beings is pro, as in affirmative, of life, which is living. Tell me how hurting other people to the point of death is actually a pro-life position. Because I'm done. I'm tired of this hypocrisy. I'm tired of this bullshit. I'm done. I'm so over the hypocrisy and the bullshit. Here is the second thing. All the stuff I'm bringing up today, by the way, happened in the course of 1 week. 1 week. Here is my second argument in favor of the fact that people are not pro-life. They're anti-choice. They are pro-birth. They are anti-choice. Let me just say, Jeannie Richards, good to see you, my friend. Here's the second thing I have to make my argument. The 45th president of the United States threatened to blow up the Farm Bill. Yes, Denise, it is asinine. You cannot be pro-life and be in favor of somebody who likes to torture pregnant women, beat them, and almost murder their fetuses. Trump has now, oh God, I said his name. Damn it. He is demanding there be food stamp requirements attached to the Farm Bill. Here's your primer from FRAC, the Food Research Action Center. Where are my cheat sheet note cards? Where'd I put them? Oh, here they are. Okay, so the Farm Bill. The Farm Bill, it has been introduced this week. All of this happened in the space of a week, y'all. A week. The Farm Bill they are proposing billions of dollars in cuts, okay? I think it is $20 billion over 10 years. They are threatening to cut food benefits. Now, let's just talk about how many people are on SNAP, okay? 43.5 million people are on SNAP. 45 million, okay? Guess who those people are? Hey, Marianne, how are you? It's good to see you. Those people, hey, Stacy, hey, Carol. Those people that are on SNAP are disabled. They are children. They are the elderly. They are people who are in the middle of life transitions. They're veterans. You cannot tell me that you are pro-life and support the Farm Bill, because the Farm Bill takes healthy food away from people, which in turn, people with disabilities, people who are elderly, people who are veterans, people who are children, people who need a little bit of extra help with their food. And I'm going to give you an example of what that actually looks like. You cannot be pro-life, which is affirming life from birth to death, if you are supporting a bill that takes healthy food out of the mouths of people. Hey, Alicia, how are you? And I'm going to give you an example. This is the truth. This is me being super vulnerable. We use food stamps to feed our children. And this is why we use food stamps to feed our children. Because we get a whopping $10 a month, by the way. Yeah, that's really going to break into that budget in the House and the Senate, isn't it, y'all? Here's the deal. I have a PhD. I am an adjunct professor. Like most women with PhDs, I'm glad you're here, Alicia, because I am preaching like a motherfucker today. Like most women with PhDs, I didn't get a fancy tenure track position. In fact, I got a position as an adjunct professor like most of the people who live in this country and who have a PhD and are women, and I don't make a living wage. So we needed some extra help. So I had to humble myself while I'm transitioning into all these life experiences that I'm doing and building my business and doing all this amazing stuff. And here's the truth. We use food stamps to feed our kids. And when they told me I was getting $10 a month, I literally had to sit there and think, what's that going to get me? Well, potatoes and bread, which I can freeze for later. Andrea, lunch lady in poor school. Yeah, it makes me crazy too. Yes, Courtney. Plus, you can't afford food, which means worse food choices and greater health risks and all that other shit. Yeah, but my argument here today is not about all those pluses, although they are important. The bottom line is you cannot threaten to cut $20 billion over 10 years from food programs because you're a whiny baby pants who looks like that and tell me that you're pro-life. Because guess what happens when you don't have access to healthy food? You get sick and you die. That is not supportive of life. In fact, that just means that you are anti-choice for people and anti-poor people for people who have to make complicated decisions. And oh, by the way, it is my hope that this is temporary. It is my hope, and I'm working my ass off. Melanie, I haven't gotten to the healthcare yet. Hold on. Don't go there yet. Hold on. I've got a segue. I swear to God. This is not okay. You are not pro-life if you support making people sicker and keeping food out of the mouths of human beings. Here is my second example, and it is this. This all happened, y'all, in 7 days in America. 7 days. Absolutely, Alicia. They're pro-life until they're born in a need. And actually, yeah. So here's the deal. The other thing that happened this week is the administration decided they want to cancel $7 billion from CHIP. Now, for those of you that aren't aware, the Children's Health Insurance Program is a supplemental program that helps children have access to health care. Children who, by the way, will be losing their food benefits if they get their way with the Farm Bill. Somebody, please tell me, comment, please God, comment for me how it means that you are pro-life if you want to take away health insurance from children. I'm not talking adults. Screw the adults. Forget about the adults. I don't care. We're all going to die someday anyway. You can't take health care away from kids. And oh, by the way, let's just talk about this for a minute. Here's the truth. You want the truth? Here's the truth. Here's the truth. We are on Medicaid. My family, hey, Crystal, my family's on Medicaid. My kids get SNAP because we're in that weird ass bubble. Yes, Stacy, what in the actual hell? Let me tell you why we are using CHIP and Medicaid. Because here's a little lovely policy loophole for y'all to understand. My husband is a veteran. My husband left the National Guard. When my husband left the National Guard to go back to school to get his education on the GI Bill, we lost our TRICARE health insurance. Because in America, the only way you get veterans health insurance, TRICARE, for your entire family is if you are actively involved in the military. My husband is 80% disabled because of his service in the United States Army. 80%. I think that the federal government should pass a law that says that we can buy back into TRICARE, which we were doing, by the way. We were paying $200 a month to insure the entire family under TRICARE while he was in the National Guard. The fact that we lost our health insurance because we left the Guard so he could go back to school and get his education. If you are more than 70% disabled and you served this country for more than 10 years, I think we should probably be able to buy into the TRICARE healthcare system so that other people can use Medicaid who are in different circumstances and haven't served the country. That's my truth. My truth at the bottom line at the end of the day is we use food stamps and we use Medicaid and CHIP because we're at this weird in-between point in this country as a family. Thanks, Alicia. It was well said. Thanks. I appreciate that. The bottom line at the end of the day is Senator Richard Shelby, an Alabama Republican, said that he is open to this spending cut plan. And let me tell you why. to quote the good representative from Alabama, where poverty reigns supreme. If it is frivolous stuff that we can get rid of and save taxpayer money, then we ought to do it. You know what, Senator Shelby? You're right. My kids, totes frivolous. Let's just get rid of that money. They don't need that healthcare anyway, because you know what? They'll be dead of some weird severe accident because they couldn't get access to healthcare. I know I'm being a little theatrical here, but I'm trying to prove a point. You can't be pro-life. Yes, Melanie Shelby is a dick. You can't be pro-life, and cut programs that keep children alive. Hey, Judy, how's it going? I'm on one of those rants you missed me having in class. And finally, let me say this. Here's this truth. My family, this family, James Thomas Kelly, the love of my life, my 3 beautiful children, is why these programs exist. We are the reason that CHIP and Medicaid exist. We are veterans. Well, he is a veteran. We are a veteran family. We have little kids. We're in this weird transition because we just moved. Yes, Jeannie, we should take away their health care. I absolutely agree with that. This has got to change, y'all. We have got to stop being afraid of telling the actual lived stories that we are experiencing if what is happening and the programs that we're using are at risk of being cut in this country. This is why I'm doing this today. This is what is bothering me today. And finally, well, not finally, but one more thing. One of the other things we need to talk about is the judiciary. So with Brennan's confirmation, 1 in 10 judges on the U.S. Court of Appeals is now a Trump pick. 1 in 10. Those picks, by the way, those Trump picks in particular, virulently anti-LGBT, virulently anti-choice, ready to go after Roe at a moment's notice, ready to go after me as a bisexual woman at a moment's notice. 1 in 10 on the Court of Appeals. What is that going to mean for our families? What is that going to mean for women in this country? What does that mean for us moving forward if a majority of the people on the Court of Appeals are anti-choice? What is that going to mean moving forward for us? Well, I think we should probably pay attention to that because of what Iowa has decided to do also in the first 11 days of May. 126 countries in the globe, in the world, women face fewer obstacles to abortion than those in Iowa. Iowa is a state in the United States of America. The abortion ban that got put in place in Iowa states that once a fetus's heartbeat is detected, you can no longer get an abortion. It does mean revolution. Yes, Stacy, it does mean revolution. For those of you that have been pregnant, I've never been pregnant because I'm infertile, which is a whole nother Facebook Live. I've never been pregnant. For those of you that have been pregnant, did you know we're pregnant at 6 weeks? Just feel free to write it in the comments, whatever. You don't have to share it if you don't want to. What we know is that women don't know they're pregnant when they're 6 weeks. They just don't. It takes a while for your body to tell you that you're pregnant. It's not instantaneous. You don't get raped and then know you're pregnant. Furthermore, one of the exceptions, by the way, nope, Kevra, you didn't know. One of the exceptions, by the way, of course, is in the case of grave fetal deformities. Now, I have worked with women who had experienced fetuses with grave fetal deformities. Those fetal deformities don't show up until the 2nd trimester. I am a kick-ass mom, Stacy, but I have not given birth to my children. The point is, if you have a ban in place that says that you can't, yeah, Andrea, that's different, right? Stacy, you were 8 weeks. Yeah, there is going to be a huge snowball problem for sure. Banning abortion at 6 weeks is unprecedented in a majority of countries in the world, let alone the United States of America. This is so obvious an attack on women. It's unbelievable. This is not a pro-life statement. This abortion ban exemplifies a policy that forces a woman to remain pregnant in order to keep her position clear in society. Hi, James Kelly. This policy in Iowa strips women of their autonomy over their own bodies. It is forced pregnancy. It is dependency. It is slavery that shackles a woman's decision-making abilities and leaves her helpless against the machinery of the state and other governing bodies to make decisions. It is not okay. I wrote those words in 2014. 4 years ago, I wrote those words in an article. These draconian policies are overt actions by white heterosexual men to maintain heteronormative gender roles by forcing womanhood to be synonymous with motherhood. And that is not acceptable to me. This is not okay. In other news, abstinence sex ed is coming to the state with the nation's fifth highest teen birth rate. Oh, by the way, though, we're going to cut CHIP, and we're going to cut Medicaid, and we're going to cut all these other programs while you're giving birth and living in poverty. Thank you very much, United States of America. And furthermore, we just totally, amen. Thank you, Kevra. I am preaching today. And, oh my God, most amazing article from Dame, let's just say, where the fabulous and lovely and amazeballs, Marty, what is it, Marty? Yeah, Robin Marty. She's amazing. If you don't follow her on Twitter, you totally should. Talks about how we have now, with our sex ed policies, gone back to natural family planning being a form of birth control, which actually is not a form of birth control. Let's just be super clear. The moon phases, your mucus, timing everything. No, not birth control. No, that's not birth control. Birth control is something you put into your body to prevent yourself from getting pregnant in one way or another. Or it's a condom you put on a penis to prevent yourself from getting pregnant. Natural family planning, not the same thing. But we're going to cut all of the comprehensive sex ed. Hey, Heidi Sterling, what's happening? Okay, we're going to take, by the way, the other thing that happened this week is the domestic gag rule. So for those of you that may have been around playing this game for a long time, there's a thing called the global gag rule that was put into place to say that if you receive international family planning through USAID and the United States government, and you talk about abortion, you're not allowed to get that funding for, like in places like Africa where you need to give condoms to people so they don't get HIV. If you talked about abortion, then you weren't allowed to have family planning funding for those uses globally. Now we are putting the domestic gag rule into place, which basically takes Title X money from health centers who talk about abortion as an option and gives it to what do they call the crisis pregnancy center people. The thing that's super disturbing about this on a number of levels is that most women, like women that I have worked with, most women go to Planned Parenthood to get affordable birth control and reproductive health care. When you show up pregnant at a Planned Parenthood, they talk to you about keeping your baby, putting your baby up for adoption, or getting an abortion. If this domestic gag rule goes through, Planned Parenthood will no longer be able to receive Title X family planning services, which, oh, by the way, provides a majority of family planning funding for people in this country, for women in this country. And at the same time, they're cutting money from CHIP and food stamps, which doesn't make any fucking sense at all. This is not pro-life policy. What is happening in this country is not pro-life. It is anti-choice. It is anti-people of color. It is anti-woman. It is anti-feminine. It is anti all of those things. And when I decided I was going to talk about this, one of the most fascinating things happened to me. I had someone come on my personal Facebook page. I mean, it is Handmaid's Tale, Alicia, and it's creepy how Handmaid's Tale it is. Not my personal Facebook page, my professional Facebook page. And I said, I'm going to be vulnerable. I'm going to be raw. I'm going to say the things that I have not been saying because I am afraid of being killed. My legitimate claim for that is that when I worked for Planned Parenthood, I was repeatedly threatened for having that job. People threatened to kill me often. My car was vandalized. My home was vandalized. I had things happen to me. And so all of the things that have been swimming about in my head about this administration and about what's happening in this country, I've been keeping in my head or to my closest friends because I was afraid of saying them out loud. I was afraid to say out loud, you aren't pro-life. Erin, I'm sorry I freaked you out right now, but you should be freaked out because this is the place where you get to do something. I said, I am literally afraid of being murdered for speaking my absolute truth. And I had a man come onto my professional Facebook page, and I had him call me a fraud. I had him saying I was engaged in hyperbole. I had him saying that all of you, my supporters, are knuckle draggers, which is a racist, horrifying slur to be making on anybody's page. I had him threatening me. And then I found out through the magic of Google and some of my supporters and my husband that he was a social worker. A fucking social worker. Who, by the way, worked in substance abuse and mental health. He trolled my page. He threatened my husband. He threatened me. And he threatened the people that support me. Because I said I was going to speak my truth. And he said I was engaging in hyperbole and being, and that I was a fraud. I am not a fucking fraud. I'm a woman who lives in the United States of America who's been working in the pro-choice movement for almost all of my life. Yes, Denise, OMG. I will be posting all of his screenshots of all of his comments. I deleted his name out. I know it's on another post, but I deleted his name out because I've already taken care of this through the social worky channels. I did turn it into his employer, Alicia. I did. Absolutely. I'm going to post all of his comments in the comment section of this Facebook Live when I'm done so that it's here for permanent record for everybody to say. And yes, Courtney, my favorite thing was when he called us cupcakes. Yeah, that was nice. That was just a little misogyny icing on the cake, wasn't it? Because here's the thing. The other things that happened in this country this week yes, Heidi, I am going to the Department of, he's not licensed yet because he's only an MSW and he's only been in his job for a short time. And so cupcakes are just muffins with a dream. That's really the bottom line there. I am going to go to he's not been licensed. I don't think he's going to get licensed, but yes, I will report him to the licensing board in Michigan. But the other things that happened this week that are also very anti-choice are stripping reporters of their press creds for opposing reporting, doing oppositional reporting that the administration doesn't like. Oh, good. Courtney says he has an MPI and can have a complaint filed. Perfect. We're going to go after him. Why would you mess with this social worker who teaches social justice advocacy? Like, it's kind of stupid. Anyway, Sarah Sanders lied about the Comey firing. Melania plagiarized Michelle Obama's Be Better, to which I say, be best my ass. Like, get your own fucking words. You did it again. The other thing that I'm pretty sure is one of the most anti-life things ever, Iran. Really? We're just going to blow up the nuclear deal so that everybody can start bombing everybody else in the Middle East. That's awesome. And then, of course, we had the two things that really struck me. Yeah, Courtney, share the link. Oh, James Kelly, it's the first time you've ever been called a cupcake, for the record. That's good. You're right. I forgot that he called you a cupcake, too. Yeah, Courtney, share the link in the comments for sure. There's two things that happened to African-American folks this week. One was checking out of an Airbnb while black. One was buying Mentos while black. Someone was buying some Mentos and it was assumed he was going to be stealing things. And so, like, someone pulled a gun on him. And then these lovely women were checking out of an Airbnb and they didn't wave to the white lady kindly enough. And so they had, like, cops, helicopters, guns drawn on them, which is bullshit. And so my segue to that is watch Childish Gambino, This Is America. If you have not, hey, Layla, what's up? If you have not watched this video and you are white, I need you to watch this video today. Okay? You have to watch this video today, because the other thing that just keeps happening over and over and over again is that our African-American brothers and sisters are being attacked repeatedly over and over and over again. And I'm just done with it. And I'm done with us being quiet about it. And we have to start talking about it, because that isn't fucking pro-life either. That is also racist and anti-choice, and it isn't okay. Alicia, is that the link to the video? Thank you so much. That's fantastic. Stacy, that's Jen's new nickname. In other news, we had some good news this week. So there's my big ranty rant. But we had some good news this week. South Carolina filibustered a really shitty anti-abortion bill, which was awesome. And then an all-black girl science team won $4,000 from NASA, which was also awesome. I mean, just amazing. And so those are the good newses that came out of this week that made me feel a little bit better in life, because there's a couple of wins there. But I really want to go back. I have two things to say before I say goodbye. I have three. I have three things to say before I say goodbye, and it is this. It is time for us to place ourselves in the public space as a response to the brutal policy attacks against women and their bodies. History is thick with examples of social workers putting themselves where we're told we don't belong as a form of political outcry. But we cannot be quiet anymore. The dehumanization of women and women's rights activists is a denial of their personhood. The denial is necessary for lawmakers to continue to violate women's legal rights to access healthcare and threaten violence against women who dare to be visible in the movement. Despite the constant attack on women, we can and must continue to take up space in America. It is critical to the survival of ourselves and to our families and to the people that we love and to our neighbors and to our future leaders in this country. Simone de Beauvoir once said, "Now, woman has always been man's dependent, if not his slave. The two sexes have never shared the world in equality. And even today, woman is heavily handicapped." I don't think there has ever been a time that that quote has not been more true. Furthermore, let me just quote, oh hell, where'd it go? I have so many pieces of paper on my desk because I've been on a ranty tear today. Let me just quote, there's this really great nun. Oh, here she is. I found her. This really great nun, Sister Joan Chittister, who said, "I do not believe that just because you're opposed to abortion, that makes you pro-life. In fact, I think in many cases, your morality is deeply lacking if all you want is a child born, but not a child fed, not a child educated, not a child housed. And why would I think that you don't? Because you don't want any tax money to go there. That's not pro-life, that's pro-birth. We need a much broader conversation on what the morality of pro-life is." And she is absolutely correct, especially today. In this day and age where we are cutting CHIP, we are cutting food stamps, we are cutting all of the things that keep children and people with disabilities and the elderly fed and clothed and sheltered and all of those things, that is not pro-life. That is anti-choice, racist, classist, homophobic, transphobic bullshit, and we cannot stand for it anymore. We have got to fight against the machinery of the state, and I am here for it. And if you want help with it, I will help you with it. I will come into your communities and I will do trainings and workshops. I will work with my friends and my other leaders who I love and adore and try and figure out how to have this conversation all over the country. I will coach with you. I will raise hell with you. I will march with you. I will speak with you. I will train with you. I will throw down the fucking gauntlet because I am just done. And you can come at me with your threats and you can call me a fraud and you can do all that bullshit and I will take it. And you can just come because I am done with your shenanigans. And to quote the fabulous Representative Maxine Waters, who totally slayed it again this week, the bottom line is, no, motherfucker, social worker from Michigan, I will not yield, not 1 second, not to you, and not to anybody else who hates my fucking guts.